contribute towards the goal of getting Patty here, which I am so grateful. I'm not going to put out any names, but you know who you are, and thank you so much for making this happen. So we still have a little bit more to go before we can say that this is a gift that was provided by, that it was taken care of in full, but we're almost there. We're about 400 and what is it? 400 and not too good on the uptake tonight for math. Hi, Rudy. 400 and hi, Shades of Gray. 470. No, that's not right. We were 2,564 64 watch hours away. So it's like 436, I think, something like that. Hi, Javen. Why are you upset? So that is amazing. We're not far. And then once the other stuff kind of gets rolling in, I think we'll be around 300 watch hours. So we're getting there. We're getting really, really close, y'all. I hope everything's okay, Javen. I don't know why you're upset, but I hope we can help. If you need to talk about it, that's what we're here for. Oh, well, awesome, Jason P. Awesome. I'm going to need everybody's help, especially Jason P. He gets the final decision. You know, there's a lot of silvers out there. I was going through going, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that was upsetting. I'm really sorry. We're not going to bash anybody, YouTuber, but I'm sorry that that upsets you. I really am. I hope that can get resolved. And you know what? If it's a channel that upsets you, then don't go on there. Well, we're not going to call names either to people. We're not in here to bash any other content creator. I'm sorry that upsets you, but please understand. I am just I'm not going to be known for that. I'm really sorry that happened, Javen, and I hope that it can be resolved. But I just really feel as if it's not, hi, Brazy Girl, that's something we're going to do here. We're not going to bash each other, and we're not going to name call each other, and we're not going to do it to anybody else. And if it's a channel that you don't like, unsubscribe and decide that you're not going to give them any more content hour watching, and just no, I'm not saying that that's right either. I'm not saying that's right either. But at the same time, you watching that content is giving it a vote. You're paying for that. You're paying them for it to be watched. And so if it's not a content that you enjoy, then you can unsubscribe and not give them any watch hours. By watching somebody's content, you are giving them the watch hours. You are giving them you're paying them through that. They may not be monetized yet. They may not have all their things yet, and that's fine. But just choose to say, I don't support this content creator. Your subscription to them, you're hitting that little subscribe button, is your vote that you like them. And if you choose for one reason, I mean, I've subscribed to YouTube channels, and then for some reason, something happens, I unsubscribe and I don't go back. I can't stop anybody from making content. I can disagree with it, but I can't stop them from making content, but I can choose what I'm going to watch and what I'm not going to watch. And by not watching, eventually other people will stop watching, and then they'll stop making it. So, hi, Alfonso. I will take a look at it, but also I'm not, I'm just, my piece of advice as someone who is a content creator is that when it is a station or a channel I don't agree with, I do not subscribe and I do not watch. Because when you do watch hours, when you watch something of mine, you're paying for, the watch hours are accumulating me up to the point where we can get super chats and monetize and all that kind of stuff. So don't give them those watch hours. Don't watch them. You know, there's channels I don't agree with. If they're doing something you don't like, don't watch them. Don't engage. It's not worth your agony. It's not worth you being upset over. It's not worth the whole environment. If the whole environment is not healthy and it's not beneficial and it's toxic, don't do it. I understand, Javen, that it's upsetting, and I get that. We're not going to name call here. I'm not going to allow that. So if you want to continue, let's at least not be name call. We're not going to name call or bash anybody. I just won't have it. I'm not going to bash anybody. I will, but I'm not going to bash another content creator. I just won't. Because you know what? It's going to come around. It's going to come around. I'm not going to be known as somebody who is putting content out to bash anybody else. Just won't have it. And I won't have it here either. And that's my line. That's our line and this is my mother's and my channel. And that's something that we have said. It's not going to happen. Because eventually it'll come around. As I grow and as we grow this channel, my mom and I have already said there's going to be people that are going to come in and they're going to say some stuff and they may bash me on other channels. I don't really want to know about it unless it's something that may cause danger to myself and my family. That's different. But if it's just fluff stuff, I really don't want to hear it. I don't want to participate in it. I don't want to give them ammunition about it. Hi, Kristen. I don't want to do any of that. It's not worth it. People are going to say what they want to say. But that's my take. And I will do something about, what it's like to be a content creator. It's a lot harder than it is. But I'm really sorry that was upsetting for you. And I would just encourage you to just kind of let it be and walk away from it and do your unsubscribe and just let it go. So that's my little take. We have a saying here on this channel that I have come up with, I found and I have adopted and I loved, right? And this is the saying, and I'll pull it up real quick. We know this saying because I use it a lot. Mr. Jason P. loves it. And I'm so glad. But I got to find it first. Where are you? I know I haven't gotten rid of you yet. Where are you? Where is it? It's not here. Oh my goodness. No, I didn't get rid of it. Something happened to my disco ball saying, dang on it. It's not here. Well, that's rude. I'll have to put it back up in here because it's just not. And I won't stop this. I don't know what happened to it. I honestly don't know. It was here. And I know I didn't delete the dang on thing. Good night. Anyway, we have the saying, and I should know it by heart by now, right? A disco ball is a bunch of broken pieces. Hi, Lori. That hi, Dee Dee. Anyway, the thing is that disco ball is a bunch of broken pieces all put together to make a sparkling ball of light. And I'm paraphrasing this right now because I don't know what happened to my saying. To make a magical ball of light, so you're not broken. You're a disco ball. That's our saying. And so I did a Facebook group called the Disco Ball Warriors, the Blessed Disco Ball Warriors, to help people that are trying to lose weight, eat more healthy, and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to be able to put a disco ball of some kind in the merch store. So I came up with this. Okay. disco ball keychain. And so this is the one I came up with. What I want to do is do a solid one, because these are 3 strips. So if you think about it, the original one I did was all encompassing. It was all in one. But if you think about the saying, it's a bunch of different a bunch of different pieces brought together to make a disco ball that shines. And so it shines light, and broken together, you're not broken your disco ball. But my point of it is, this one is more like brought together, kind of similar to that, to make one sparkling ball of light. So this is the one I did because my mom and I are doing a craft show, and I wanted to do some of these for the craft show. So I was like, I need to get one that's a yarn that's just silver, so I can make one that kind of resembles something similar to a disco ball. And then what I'm going to do is take the saying that we have for the disco ball, and I got these self-laminating sleeves, you know what I mean? So I'll take the saying, and then when I send out, somebody orders one of these, I will send it out with that little saying, with the disco ball saying. So thank you very much. I made this, but it will be in the Fourth Wall store eventually. So when I send the ones that are total, when it's all silver all the way around, right? I want to send it as silver. Now, I had a gift card that was given to me for Joann's and for Hobby Lobby for my birthday. So with all the stuff kind of coming down, I'm used it for that today and brought myself happiness. I went yarn shopping, and some of this I'm going to return. There was so many dang on silvers out there, honest to goodness, but I'm going to have you all choose. Jason P is the final one, and I told that to him too. This right now, this silver, I don't know if y'all can see it. I'll probably put it this way. This silver is the one, and has sparkles in it, is the one that my mother likes the best. And I don't know if you can see that with the light. Can you see that? There we go. You see that? It's a silver. So that one, right? That one is that one. And that's what her favorite so far is, that one. And that's Mainstay. That's from Walmart. Okay, that's one. This is the original one I was going for, which was Red Heart. Okay. Okay. But that's the Red Heart one. And we kind of like it, but there's a big difference between the two. Can you see the difference? So when I hold it up to this is a darker one than this one is. Okay. I'm not done yet. I told you there was bunches of silver. This one was Big Twist by Joanne. This one, which I liked too as well. But again, look at the difference between them. Okay. So this is 3. The next one was from Hobby Lobby. Right? And this is Yarn Bee. So this is Yarn Bee 1, which I like too as well. Okay. This one is number 3. This is Big Twist. But there is quite a discrepancy of silvers. Do you not see the discrepancy of silvers? So I don't know what to pick. Honest to goodness. I don't know what to pick. I don't know. I'm so overwhelmed with what's happening with my aunt. I cannot make this decision. Yeah, everybody likes number 1 so far. This is number 1. This is Mainstay. Okay, Javen, enough. We're not doing this. I understand you're upset, but whatever's going on with this other YouTuber, I'm going to ask you respectfully to stop with the name calling. We're not doing name calling here. We're not bashing anybody else here. If you want to talk about the disco balls or Hulk Hogan or Hulk or whatever, then that's fine. But we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop bashing. I'm gonna ask you to stop, and I would really appreciate that because we're not doing that. Okay, well, thank you, Lori, for hopping on. So this one I really kind of like. This one is Yarn Bee. That's Yarn Bee. So that's one. Yes, I make them. I made this was made by me. Yes. This is Big Twist. This is Big Twist. But it's a darker. It's a darker gray. This is Red Heart. Right? And then this is Mainstay. I just don't know what to choose. So this is one. Hey Shayna, this is one. Right? I know it's hard. This one's not coming up. This is one because it's a lighter one. But I mean, it's pretty. This is two. I think have we ruled out Red Heart? I'm not crazy about this one as I thought I was going to be. Have we kind of ruled out this one? I'm not too crazy about the Red Heart one as I thought. Compared to the others, I'm not too crazy. Have we kind of ruled this one out as even a possibility? Let me know, the Red Heart. I'm really kind of liking. Thank you, because I don't. Yeah, okay, that's no. Okay, good. Red Heart's done. We're down to 3. This is Big Twist. Hi, Jaden. Big Twist. But this is darker. I mean, this is quite a bit darker than this one. Thank you so much. It's been hard. There was I'm not going to go into any kind of situation that happened, but there was another situation that happened today that was hard. And I'm not going to go into detail, but it was like, enough's enough. So anyway, it just overwhelmed times 10 today. It was hard. And I'm not going to go into detail, but at the same time, the Lord blessed us with people that wanted to donate for the ticket. And I'm just so thankful. Thank you all. You know who you are. And I'm not going to I will never give out names. I said that from the very beginning. And this is Yarn Bee. So I kind of like this one too. Has a nice sheen to it. So these are the 3. To me, the Big Twist, in my honest opinion, the Big Twist it's not, I don't know how to explain it. It kind of has a little heathering to it. I don't know. Y'all have to help me because my mind is just... You feel like the Yarn Bee, which I'm telling you, it sparkles pretty dang on good, I'll tell you that. Okay, we got Big Twist and that. Are we liking this one anymore, or is it too light? Is it too light? Let me know if the Mainstay is too light. You really dig the Big Twist? Okay, so Mainstay's out. We're getting there, right? So we really have a choice between these two. This one or this one. It just depends which gray. I mean, you can tell they're pretty significant difference in gray. But everybody's kind of going, they're liking this one a lot. Big twist, Yarn Bee. Yarn Bee's got a good sparkle. They both do. It just depends. Big twist. Because whatever I don't use is going back. I'm getting a lot for big twist. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't use big twist for anything but kind of projects like this. You like the big twist, Jason? You're the final call. Jason is the tiebreaker. I told him that because he loves the disco balls, and I told him that. I said, you're going to get the thing. So if you like the big twist, we'll go with this. Of course, I'll be waiting until these go on sale. You let me. Big twist. Okay. Then that one goes back. This one's going to be the one we use for the disco balls. Okay. Now, another thing that I got from Hobby Lobby today was this. Do you imagine Christmas ones in these? For these? A little Christmas spirit. I know a little bit early, but you see the glitter? To make one that has it for this. So these will be fun. And I'm also going to make those, the things I'm using for the oven too. I'm going to make some of those out of this sparkle yarn for the Christmas people. I'll make the towel racks out of this. And then I did get mainstay because Christina wanted turquoise, but I didn't like the one I got from Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to use this mainstay for her because she wants me to make one and she wants it solid. But I'm going to make this one for her. And then I picked up like this brown just to throw in because I could do one that's brown at one point and this lavender. It's just all colors. But Big Twist has some really cool colors actually. But she wants one. So I'm going to do that. And so the Big Twist is the winner. I'm glad I went to Joann's. You all, I technically, to tell you honestly, I don't need supportive gloves. I can tell you when I first started crocheting, my hands got sore, but I do it so much that everything else in my body hurts. I ignore it. But this will be neat to make towel holders out of this. And the disco balls to have them, or the ball things. I won't call them disco balls, but I also got this. Now, this isn't sparkling. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. But I thought one's done in camo for these would be really cool without the sparkles. But do camo in these things would be really cool. They also had this color I got too, and they got some other colors. I mean, I won't always do these, right, in little sparkle stuff, but look at this pink. I had to pick it up. I'm actually going to make one with, I think, like I'll use the silver and I'm going to use the blue and I'm going to make one for my aunt. That way she can carry it on her keychain. But look at that pink. Woo! I had to pick this up. It was buy two, get one free. So I don't know if I'm going to keep the camo one, but I got it just because I still think about it. Another thing I got too, and I found it and I'm going to try it. Let's see. I'm going to go dark for a minute. Hold on, see if it works, right? I'm going to turn off my lights. She probably won't see me, but I want to see if it works. It may not work because she still can see me and it may not work. It's kind of working. I don't think it's going to work. Oh, I can see it a little bit. I don't know if y'all can see it. I don't think it's going to work because it still has the... It's not going to work. I thought I'd get dark enough, but it didn't want to do it. Oh, nuts. Oh, well. I'll have to take a picture of it and put it on the community tab. Oh. This light is on and off working. It wants to work and then it doesn't want to work. One of my camera lights. We're going to be a little darker than I thought. Anyway. Glow in the dark? I know, the hot pink's cool. I'm not going to fool around with that light. But my light went out. It went out. My one is acting up. But we can do it on the other side. Do it on the flip side, right? Glow in the dark yarn. And they have other colors in this glow in the dark. But now it's going to work. Now that I got it. Now it's not going to work. Now I got upset with it, right? Glow in the dark yarn. You're not going to do the one side. I'm going to get it to work. I'm going to brighten myself up a little bit. They have other colors, so I'll be able to make these, right? These and glow in the dark yarn. It's not much of it, but you don't need much to make these. So they've got like pink, green. They had other colors in this glow in the dark at Joann's. So anyway, I got one to just try it, and then I'll be able to make these and glow in the dark. That'll be pretty cool, just for fun. Just for funsies, right? I need some funsies in my life right now because I'm telling you what, I'm just about had it. Now, another thing, like I said, I had a gift card to Hobby Lobby I got for my birthday. So I never, guys, when I get gift cards for this kind of stuff, I go to the yarn department and I buy, not for me, but for people I love. It's just the way I am. It's like, anyway, I have always wanted to make a purse, right? Always wanted to make a purse. And I have made purses before in my life. And the problem is that they become a little bit, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make anybody dizzy, but my light decided to finally work. I'm just trying to reduce it because it's a little bit bright. Turn the one on. Where are we? You going to go down or you not? If not, I'll just have to... I'm gonna figure this out, y'all. Thank you. Let's calm down, light. Anyway, they have other crafty. They have other. Anyway, I tend to make things for myself. Well, I wanted to make a bag. I wanted to start kind of experimenting with that a little bit, making crochet bags. But the bags I've always made, especially with acrylic yarn, is it stretches, right? And I did a little bit of research, and I found out that if you use macrame yarn, it doesn't have the stretch that a lot of the other acrylic yarns, and of course I'm limited to the fact that I can't use wool yarns. I really wanted to make a purse for Christina for her birthday and in September. So I'll let you know how it is. And I wanted to make a purse because I just thought it'd be neat to be able to have that in my arsenal, right? So look, won't that be pretty, like a Western purse? And they even had one macrame with a little bit of glitter in it. So I can put this in with it. And I will let you know how it looks. But I found a really unique way of lining the purse by somebody using what's called a skipjack. I got it right. They take a skipjack and they run it on the lining, the fabric of the fabric, or the inner lining, the oh my goodness, I can't think what it is now. Like the inner lining, the fabric, the material. I can't think of it. I'm in the material you put in lining, like you go to the craft store and you find something, right? And I'd find something with dog bones on it or doggy paws or something like that to line it with inside for her. So I figured out that I would get that, and you take a skipjack and you run it across the fabric, right, cotton or whatever, and that way it makes holes in the actual fabric, and then you can actually take it and just take your crochet hook, because now it has holes in it evenly. Take your crochet hook and just weave it into the bag, and then there's no sewing involved. And I loved it. And I figured out I can take that and on the top of it use this, which is, these are, I think, 3 ml. Are these the thickness in this, right? And this is like 2. So I could take this and crochet this around and weave in the top of the bag. So, and maybe even put this in with some of this, or in between is just a little strip. But I love the idea. Now, she said, of course, working with your hands, she said she could do this project, but she had to take breaks more frequently. Like, she could only work on it like an hour at a time. So I'm just thought, well, whoever sent me the gift card, I'm not going to tell names, for the Hobby Lobby, a gift card, just know that I'm going to use it to kind of, after my aunt leaves, kind of get into another project to absolutely distract myself as much as I possibly can. I don't want to totally distract myself from my feelings, but I know there's going to be times I'm going to need to stop thinking about it. So I'm going to make her a purse with these. But if anybody is, somebody, I would have never thought about using macrame yarn to crochet a purse. I got these in. These are what we're going to paint white, and then we're going to paint pour these. And I have some vinyl left over from my daughter's wedding, and I'm going to take these and put the number of them on the crochet hook, 4.5 mm, 5.5 mm, and then I will put them up in the merch store for anybody that needs them. These go then on your crochet projects. I'm not going to wind the yarn with that. No way. I have a yarn winder. I love it. I love my yarn winder. I will put these up in the merch store for any crafters, because then you just take this little tiny little, little step thing, and you just hook it to your project, right? And then it gets, good morning, Mon. This will then, if you're a crafter or you're a yarn person and you sit there and go, I have how many projects and I forgot what yarn size I'm using or hook size, you can put this to it and you can have several and remind yourself, I need to pull out my thing and put it to my project. So we will be paint pouring these, and then I'll be putting them on, and then I will put them on. Now, because when you paint pour, there will be such a variety of colors, and every one will look different. I'm just going to put them up. For these specifically, I'm able to kind of give you more of a variety on the connection cakes. But for these specifically, I will be able to put them up, and they'll just be 4.5s, and you're going to get whatever color you're going to get, because it will be too confusing. I literally would have to put, if I did 20 at 4.5 hook size to be able to put up there for you all, I literally would have to put all 20 up, and I'm not going to do it that way. It's just going to be this. You can put your favorite color in, and I can try to get that kind of color for you, but I'm not going to, these ones will not, because every solitary one will look different. If you ordered 4.5s of these, I guarantee you all 5 will look different. They may have the same color, but if you paint pour, no one will be exactly alike ever. And that's the unique part. And dang on it, did I bring, I didn't bring it over here. I brought it over. I didn't bring it over to show you the earrings that I paint poured one time. They're sitting over there. I thought, I got to bring them over, and I totally forgot. Yeah, I know. I need all the distractions. I'm better. I'm just said to my husband today, I am so tired. I just can't get over how tired I am. That it's just it's the truth. It's like I am really, really tired. I don't feel like I have energy for anything. None. And I should have a lot more energy, and I don't. All right, hold on a second, and I'm going to get up because if I keep forgetting it to show you this all. Okay, give me a minute. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Yep, exactly. It's emotional exhaustion. Um, exactly what it is. It's emotional exhaustion, and today didn't help, and it was totally out of our control. But it's not mine to tell, and but it was just hard. It was hard, but my daughter had a hard day today. Hi, Michelle, but mom was there for her, but it still was hard with all this other stuff going on. So at one time, because I'll be doing these too, I had paint poured earrings, and we're going to do that when after the 21st. And this was one of them. Okay, this was one. I still have these. What I didn't do before I did these was paint the back, paint the entire thing white, which we're going to do. So this is paint pour. They came out, they're wooden earrings, which I have to paint pour. They come out so pretty, right? So this is, and you can see them shine because I put glitter glue on them like I do with everything. This is the other earring. The color has dulled a little bit because I didn't paint these white before I did the paint pour. It was a lesson learned. They're still pretty. You can see I tried my hardest to make these look almost, somewhat alike. But even these earrings in itself look different. They were poured at the same exact time. They match as best I could, but they're never going to be the same. This is the other side. This is the other side. Again, they're different. Trying to get them. They're different. This is the other side of the earring. They're different. I tried to make them look as identical as I could, but they're very different. When you paint pour, this is the kind of effect you get. It's beautiful, mind you. It is. I mean, all of that is just beautiful, and it doesn't do it justice. It doesn't do it justice. It really doesn't. But they are beautiful when you paint pour. But again, they're very different. What I didn't do with these prior to me paint pouring is I didn't paint them with white. That was my mistake. I love them. They are so lightweight earrings. I love them, but I didn't paint them with white. And it has dulled the paint. The paint did not come. They're still beautiful, but you can see the wood through them because I didn't paint them white first. Lesson learned. I still love them, but I know my mistake. I have some beautiful colors from Christina Wedding. That's acrylic paint. A lot of oranges and blues and stuff that we can use up. And I've got some arsenals of paints here. But they're very pretty. But when you paint pour, you can see if I start trying to put each one of those, these things for the people to use to keep a track of their crochet, I'm going to be putting individual, and I'm just not going to do that. So it's just going to be, I have X amount of 4.5s. I have this. You can put what color you're kind of looking for, and I'll try to find you one, but it's not going to be identical. They're literally, you will see it when I paint pour. It literally will be 20, and they will all look different. None of them will be the same. None of them. And that's the beauty of paint pour. And then when all of that paint falls down, you have a layer on the bottom of skin That dries, then you can take that and make it into the jewelry. And that in itself, none of them will ever, I mean, those I'll have to put individually because they'll all be different. They'll all be different. So, you're like my daughter. She wears socks. They don't know. None of them look identical. I have a general rule not wearing matching earrings. I have 8 pair of earrings, so it's a choice. I mean, my daughter does the same thing. All her socks are different. None of them are the same. It's so funny to watch her. Like when she found that when the obsession or the style became don't match your socks, it was cool. I did not. Hi, Misha. How are you? Which is perfect, as no one will ever have the same earrings as anyone else. They are beauty. That's the beauty of them. Yep, exactly. They will not be. Um, uh, I'm not going to start the disco balls. I may make one. I may, but I'm into May with this blanket that's commissioned, and I want to get that done. I may not get it all put together as far as tying in all the ends or tying the ends all up, but I want to get it done. I just want it to be done. But I don't, that's my focus. My focus is not on doing anything else. I want to I'll probably wait till after she leaves till I get one. I may do one pink disco ball for my aunt to just have and give it to her. And I'll do one for my cousin, possibly. We'll see. I got to choose which ones to take back now. I just bought them and I'll figure out which ones I want to take back. I don't know how you prepare yourself for this. You don't. You can't. There's just no way. We talked about it today. All right, Brazy, thank you for helping me make the choice. We kind of talked about it today. My mom and I did, and Christina, and we said this is the last time our family will really be together. On my mother's side and my dad's side, it is so tiny and shrinking that it's not going to be there. It's just not. And that's hard in itself. That's why the good news is that I did not gain anything today. Today was my weigh day. And I got on the scale. Yesterday, Christina came home because she needed some mocha time. And she, I love it. She came home with us and we stopped off and got pizza and we got some ice cream. And, it was just like, because we were all so tired and it was so unexpected and we were just tired. And I thought I probably gained at least a pound and I didn't. So I'm still at 4.4, which is better than me gaining. I'll tell you that. I have so much antique jewelry from treasured huntscapes, wanting to make pretty pictures with the felt back out of the mismatched pretties. That would be a great idea. Hi, Seventh. How are you? Yeah, you can remember them. Exactly. You can remember them. That's about everything you can do. Yep, that's all I'm doing. I had a doctor's appointment on the 16th. I called them up and I said, can we rearrange? And she fit me in for the 14th, so I don't have that. Well, that's good. I'm just thinking to myself, I said to my husband, I'm so tired of being tired. I mean, it's just really like it's there. It's like I slept. And that's part of fibromyalgia too. And when you're tired, it's part of fibromyalgia where you're just tired. You can sleep for 8 hours, doesn't matter, you're still tired. But I'm just tired and I'm like, Mary, you just had so much. You've just had so much. You've got to give yourself grace. We all have to give ourselves grace. we can't push it more than we have inside of us. And I've been, a lot of people have just been so there, and just everybody, and my mother, myself, my husband, my daughter, big, huge thank you to every solitary one of you. Um, the community stepped up. They know tremendously that there's a lot going on with our family right now. And I fall asleep on the chair. I get it. I second that, Mary. That is all I want to do right now, regardless. Fall asleep in the dang on chair every day lately. I hate it. Yep. Hi, Jennifer. Um, people have just continually reminded me over and over again, we're here for you. We're here. You know, it's just been that, what a comfort. Honestly, guys, if you don't think this connection thing works, you don't think it's needed, it is. I mean, just the comfort to know, hey, they're there for me. I've got people. I'm not sitting on that couch by myself at all. Way they process with my dad, oddly enough, it's not cancer with our family history, but some days there's a lot. Some you want to get away for 3 weeks and mainly sleep, and some are okay to great. Yep, I get it. Now, I will be on tomorrow on my Other's Keeper, talking about One Last Hug, because I figured it was good to have that discussion. How do you do that? I thought it was really nice that Tommy said, ask her what you want, or ask her what she wants. Kind of always be special that she said that to my mom and said, hey, I'm here to drive you, coming out there to drive you crazy. And it made me have a smile on my face. You know, my husband has sat there today and said, I won't say goodbye. And it's true. We're not saying goodbye. We know where she's going. But it's just that finality in it. It's that person isn't there anymore to call and say, hello, how are you? And we all have had those, some more devastating than the others, and, I loss is loss. No matter how big or small. And nobody should put their grief on anybody else's schedule if it takes you however long. And there's some that you just don't get over. I honestly think in my heart of hearts, and I'm not comparing this to anybody else's grief, from my own personal experience, losing my grandfather, my papu, is still something almost, and he died in 97. I know where he is, and I'll see him one day. Almost 28 years ago. That one is hard. There are a lot of days that, I have dealt with it and moved on and all that, but every once in a while it hits me in a funny way. When my dad passed away, there's days it's easier than others. Christmas is really hard for me because of when he passed. They both passed. My grandfather passed December 31st. My father, January 1st. Different years, but still. He died at 11:50. My dad died at 12:30 in the morning. All I want to do on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day is sleep, because I don't want to deal with it. Just, can we please I don't really want to, this is not fun for me. But I don't know if I'll totally ever get over my dad's passing. And I don't even want to think. I've said to my mother, you can't go till you're like 150. I don't even know what that's going to be like. I don't even want to go there when that happens. And I can't go there. I'm going to enjoy what I can for her every moment. Give me a minute, y'all. The TV is doing some kind of Sorry. We have a sound bar that is connected to something. I don't know what it is, but it likes to just go pop. I'm on when there's nobody around. It's the craziest thing in the world. Be careful, Crafty. My dad and I always joked that 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 he's the welcome commando for someone until I arrive. We know for 10 years or so by now, made the playlist and everything. It's all you do what you can do. You can joke and laugh. Um, you know, for those watching, just I think for Patty, the hardest thing and what and rightfully so, the one thing that she is worried about tremendously is her daughter. Um, her daughter deals with some mental illness, so take a moment and just be lifting her up. God knows who she is, because that's where I think it's going to be the hardest. That that she is going to really struggle with that. Um, yep. Um, and that's beautiful. I agree. Lost my mom at 17, dad early 20s. It never gets easier. Life just gets busier. Take care with the ones that you still have to love in the present. So if they do leave, you made the most of that time. And that's one thing Christina is saying at this point. Um, she has said, um, she lost my uncle when she was 2013. She lost my grandmother in 2018. She lost my dad in 2021. This is now rolling into Patty. 4 people within about a 10 or 12 year period. And she said when she looks at each one of those, my uncle, there's regret behind it in certain areas and certain aspects. And she said, I want to make sure this visit with Patty, there's no regrets. I can look back not having any. And I don't know if we can always do that for anything, but I think being able to do that with this one is healing for her in the other instances, which was totally out of her control. Um, the Morial tattoo, I've heard of those. I'm scared of them needles. I'm scared of those needles. But you know, we do the best we can. I think too, if this other situation in our family hadn't hit prior to this, with all this going on, not anything to do with today, I think it'd be easier. But it's not. We can't control anybody else. We only can control ourselves. We can't make anybody else do anything we want them to do. We can only control. The only thing we can control is our our um our emotions and our reactions to situations. We can't control anybody else. They want to act a fool, go let them act a fool. You don't have to control that. Out of your control. You know? Um, Now, dealing with somebody with autism, even as an adult, there's times where my daughter, God love her, can have a reaction to something because of some circumstance, and I become the safe place. And I'll gladly do that. I don't take those things tremendously to heart. I'll deal with it because I know she's got to have a place. And she doesn't always do it very elegantly, for one reason or another. Um, but we can't control anybody else. But one thing that I told her today in the situation, and without going into too much detail about it, was this. The situation means you need to take the higher ground. I know you're upset. I know you're, hurt. I know all that. But you need to take the higher ground. And at the end of the day, you need to be the one that you can say is glorifying God. What we want to do when we're upset or hurt in a situation is go after it with both barrels. That doesn't always work, does it? When we go out of situations when we're mad and we're upset, both barrels does not always work. And it's the easy thing to do. It's easy to go and do all that kind of stuff. And the hardest part is taking the high road. That's the hard part. And sometimes we need to stop. And she did. I said, you need to stop right now, dead in your tracks, and pray that God's going to tell you which direction you need to go in. Because your emotions right now are so over the map between today and between what was happening with Patty and all this kind of stuff. You need to do an emotional check of yourself. And that may be a very good topic. How do we do an emotional check? Because my family, especially on my dad's side, has a habit of lashing out when they're angry, right? And saying things when they're angry. My grandmother did it. My aunts did it. I've had to really work not to do it, but I did it at one point. My dad did it. What do you need to do to do tools for giving yourself an emotional check before you go and spill it all over or say something you can't put back in the toothpaste holder? That would be a very good topic to have to do. Very good topic. I think that would be worth it. Loss is just a surreal thing to me. I still haven't properly grieved. I think I'm just numb. Too many in a short period bombarded. I get it. I absolutely get it. Totally. Yep, I hear you. Thank God we have a village now so we don't have to go this alone as we did. Absolutely. I just keep thinking to myself, you know what? I'm not on that couch by myself anymore, am I? It's a token dragon because he got me into nature. And I hope I'm saying it right. Token. And it's even as one of my beauty marks in there. So it's really us, especially since it's about to become a full sleeve. Awesome. I know, Mona. You have been so amazing and so helpful, sis. I love you. I love you. None ever cared for me like Jesus. The song on the loop literally days in a row. They kept me going when I first lost Chris. When I could not even breathe on my own, I send you that link. Absolutely. Um, you know, um, it was ironic. I tell you, I sent it to my mom. I sent it to Christina. I said, I looked at it today because I was going through my shorts that we uploaded. And I was going through the shorts and I said, or it was the day of, excuse me. And I went and because I go on some other accounts and like the short and put a comment just to get the thing going, right? And I stopped dead in my tracks. Now, mind you, that short and the music attached to it was put up 3 weeks ago by my mother. She did the short, she did the verse. I picked the music and we put it up and loaded it for that day, for Thursday, which was the day we got all the plane tickets and everything kind of came together and everything like that. That short that was done, if you listen to the music, I'm not monetized, right? I'll tell you which one it is because I don't want to go there. I got the link, Misha. Let's see, which one was it? Tell you exactly which one it was. Go back and listen to that in the thing. And it's a Bible verse, right? It was done right. It was done between Have a Wave of a Day, which was a joke, right? And the next one was this one. And it says, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, the plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you future and hope. That was the verse. The song, this is the short you're going to look for, this one right here. Okay. That one was done, and that's between, between Have a Wave of a Day and Reach for the Sky. That was the one in between it. The song that was played, do you know My Jesus? And I don't think I have the song right. I'll get you the song. I'm going to get the song. What was the song that I did? We happened to choose for it. My Jesus. Goosebumps up and down my spine happen when I listen to this song. I'm going to make a way when there doesn't seem to be a way. And I thought that day when that's okay. Go get some rest, Mona. I understand. I know you're on my huge replay crew, and I tremendously appreciate every single one of you. That day on Thursday, when we're trying to get the ticket, and we got people that offered to help, and I've got Cricket working to try to get the ticket, and all this coming together. And when it was finally finalized, and that was the short that was up with that verse that was literally put in 3 weeks prior, I just sat there going goosebumps up and down. It was just, I was like, thank you, Lord. I needed to be reminded that you knew what was going to happen 3 weeks ago. You knew that everything was going to work out. Now, we've gotten, the ticket was originally $414. At this point, all that is remaining that would be left, even the ticket's been paid for, the ticket going home was taken care of. The ticket coming here is what we had to take care of, which we did. The remainder left of that ticket is $127. That's still there. And of course, like I said from the beginning, any extra will be used when she's here. And then if there's any extra that anybody wants to donate, they don't have to. The thing is in the community tab. That's going to go towards, I will literally hand it to her, and it will be used for expenses for her. But that's a huge help to us and to her, and then she can come up here. But at the same time, what an amazing way of wrapping her with love from people that she doesn't even know. I know you all. I know who gave. And I'm never going up here. And I promise that when I put it out. But what an amazing thing that we can go to her and say, this is people from our community that love Mary and her mom and her family and cared, that is wrapping her with arms to have this one last hug. Do we not see the community that came together to make this happen? I mean, come on. If you don't think, I know we have to be careful on this thing we call the YouTubes. I know that. But man, the community that has been built has been amazing. Loss gets easier to some degree with experience because you get better at feeling it all, to get the point laughing more than crying. Some still sucker punch harder randomly. Yep, I've had that. I have had that. Been in the middle of a liquor store, not trigger warning here, but my grandfather, for medicinal purposes, used to have a little bit of a Chivas Regal, and it was he had been gone for 10 years, 12, 11 years, and we walked in and I saw because my grandmother had, she had polio. So her one arm didn't work. So in order to pour it, she had a special thing that she would pour this way. And people I know, I've had, if I'll have a wine here and there, and it does help to kind of relax your nerves and stuff. And so she would pour it, and I saw the Chivas Regal bottle in with the something, and they were selling something that looked similar. I just broke down in tears in the middle of a store. I looked ridiculous. Husband's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I couldn't even talk because it just hit so hard. Need to get off for now. Also sending love to everyone very much out there. You are all very special. Absolutely. But let's get this concept, y'all. People have wrapped their self around us as well as somebody they don't even know. But because this someone is close to our family and means a lot, and I have not come on here to cry because I want everybody to have sympathy for me. It's true, for us, it's true emotions. This is my aunt I've known for almost 50 years. This is my aunt. And this whole situation with everything could have been a lot easier if the other thing hadn't hit at the same time, roughly. Another family member, like I said, I understand. I did not lose family the way Reese did, in the amount that Reese did, as quickly as she did, but I lost. And I know what that's like when you just go poof and someone's gone without you having any kind of say. And so I thought about it kind of today, and I'm going to tell you, I know I've been saying I'm going to write that letter. I'm going to get it done before. I've said, Mary, you've got to get this letter done and in the mail before Patty comes. It has to happen, and it will. I'm going to work on it this weekend. But I thought about it today, and I thought, I think even if that person came back, our relationship will never be the same. I will never be able to trust that person ever again, because I will be watching every word that comes out of my mouth, because I'm going to be so afraid I'm going to say something that they're going to do this whole thing all over again. And I can't take it again. And maybe that person thought that my mother should be the one to call. But my mother's like, what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? How am I going to choose between my daughter, who did nothing wrong, and how I can have a relationship with that person and not, it's just sad. I thought, how sad is this whole thing? And yes, I'll forgive, and yes, I'll welcome them back, and yes, I still love them, and yes, I will love them. But it'll be a very different relationship this time around because of the way everything was done. And because at the end of the time of the whole thing, look at it, the months lost when Patty was leaving this world, that we could have joined together and helped each other. This community that we have built, my mother and I have built, has been more supportive than that. Y'all, if you don't have a family, get one. It doesn't have to be blood. Mona's like a sister to me. Kristen Melinda's like a sister to me. And they know that my daughter, who is losing an aunt due to cancer and has lost another family member, has sat there and say, you let her know she's got 2 new aunts. We love her. We're here for her. And Mona's been like, you know what? Your daughter needs to talk. Tell her she can ring me up. I've never had sisters. I can't. I was an only child. I'm never going to have them. But I have sisters now, and I got brothers now. And I've said to my daughter, you got some sisters going. You probably got some uncles happening too. Y'all, if you don't have family, blood that's there for you, find them. Find them. They do not have to be blood. But I'm telling you that this community has been 10 times more supportive than the other person that's decided, goodbye. And that somehow we're supposed to understand. And I don't understand it. To me, I've changed my view of family since December. Honest to God, I have. I have changed it to realize that it needs to be expanded past blood. Blood family, till to me today, is still very important and very precious. But when you grow up in such a tiny family, everybody becomes so important. Losing one person is hard. But my family has grown, and they're the family that are there. They may not have been able to contribute towards the ticket for Patty to come up here and give us that one last hug, but I'll tell you, any one of these people are here for me. My therapist said to me, she said, Mary, because when we get to the point where we get the super chats and all that stuff will go to my mom. I don't get any of it. I don't want any of it. I can't have any. I don't want any of it. But I've told her I'm in this for the connection. I'm in this because these are my people. I'm in this because I need this. And she continuously tells me, Mary, one of the best things you're doing therapy-wise is getting on that YouTube and connecting with people. One of the best things you're doing for yourself. And my husband says, you used to be quite, you're still a talker, but you don't feel the need to talk so much because you're finding an outlet for all that wonderful talking energy, and I just sat there and I go, yeah, you're right. And I have really forced myself to some degree to say, Mary, you're going to get through this whole thing. But when you're determined to go this way towards food, when you're grieving, on the 22nd when she leaves and it's hard, the next day will be hard. There's going to be a lot of emotions. You're going to be tired. Because understand, when you're dealing with the fibromyalgia, you're hurting already. You don't want to hurt. You don't want to hurt no more. It's like, come on, do I have to hurt anymore? I don't want to hurt anymore. You're going to be hurting on the one side. You sit here and hurt on the other side? But I'm going to tell you, I may fall. We all fall, don't we? Don't we? Every solitary one of us fall. But I'm going to try my dang gone goddess to get through this whole thing with Patty and the grief and all this, but without filling this with stuff I shouldn't be having. If I can get through this and say I've not gained anything, or I've only gained about 2 pounds here and there, I'll consider that a win. I don't need to stuff this. And I said that to my daughter today. I said, Christina, what you're going through right now a little bit is emotional. And it's hard. Do not feed the pain. I don't know why I just came up with that, but that's a great way of looking at it. Do not feed the pain. Deal with the pain. Don't feed it. Because feeding it ain't going to do anything. We've all heard the thing of feeding the fever, right? Don't feed the pain. Don't drink the pain away. She's not thankfully an alcoholic or any of that. But I'm just saying in general. Don't use drugs to cover up the pain. Don't feed the pain. Deal with the pain. But when the pain gets too much, give yourself permission to put it in the trunk. Now, for her, it's a horse and buggy with a lockbox on the back. Put it in any kind of contraption you want to put it in. Put it in a speedboat if you want to, just as long as it's somewhere you can lock it up and say, I'm done with that for a while, and then I'm going to go away. Then you come back. And I know that I'm going to have to use that car a lot. But then I need to also come on here and show you the journey. which I can tell you is a little bit, but I'm going to do it. We're going to do it together. We're going to get through it together. But I can't tell you the amount of people that have just surrounded my family and I. My mother just says, I am just so grateful to all of you. She said, please let them know how much just being there for you and for us and for Patty has meant. It's amazing. Sometimes family is relatives that you just happen to share your genes with. Yep, absolutely. You share them. But, you know, I have met people on the boat who have been more family to me than blood family. Absolutely. 110%. Oh, Jason, most people here now know me better than most of my genetic relatives do. Absolutely. Absolutely. We can do this. We're going to do it together. I ain't going to do it apart. We're not going to come in here. We're not going to come in here and bash anybody else or criticize anybody else or do any of that. It's just we start doing that, we become as good as everybody else. Really, honestly, it's why I appreciate Javen for coming. He had a situation and he talked about it, and he had us all kind of supporting him. But when I said, okay, enough's enough for the bashing, he stopped. And I really, really, if you're still listening, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But you all on YouTube either vote the person in by listening to their stuff or you don't. If you don't like them, don't watch them. If you don't want to watch, if you don't like them, don't subscribe. You have the vote. You don't have to stay there. If you go back, if you go to a restaurant and get served poorly, or you get terrible food and get food poisoning and you go back, you know what? That's on you. Nobody else. I went to Denny's. Last time I went to Denny's, I have not been to a Denny's in years. Because the last time I went to Denny's, I got sick. I didn't feel good afterwards. I didn't like it. I didn't go. Guess what? I ain't going back again. We have Bob Evans is close here, and I love Bob Evans, but that Pacific Bob Evans, well, last time we went there, horrible. That Pacific one. I'm not going back. You can choose if you want to go and give that and support that person or not. If you go back and you end up getting sick again or getting terrible service because you got it once before, yeah. Yeah, I agree, Jason. I agree. But I still want people to feel like that if they've got something going on that they're here and we can give them support. I just want to make sure that we're not bashing anybody in the process. And we can do that, talk about, you know what, I feel bad, I was mistreated and all that kind of stuff. But we can also not, we can be like we can take a higher ground. I'm just saying. But I just wanted to say, Javen, thank you for honoring my request. And I appreciate that. And that's what we're all here for. That's what we're all here. We got to lift people up. We got to do better. We have to do better, y'all. We just have to. And I just sat there. As I was watching, I was going to do a show on drama. And I'm planning on doing one because I think it's a great topic. But I decided to watch, what was it? Beverly Hills 90210, because I had never watched the entire series from start to finish. And I was sitting there going, I'm going to go ahead and do it, right? And I was going to start it from start to finish. And I did. And I'm like, gosh, dang on, there's drama. This one, it was full of drama. This person was with this person, and then this person was with this person, and this person was. I was just sitting there going, no wonder drama sells. I mean, it was just drama after drama after drama after. I was like, my goodness gracious, it was just full of drama. There was some there was a lot of good topics and discussions with it, but at one point it just became drama overload. And I'm thinking, why did we stay for it? Sometimes anger needs to get it won't needs to get and it won't always come out perfectly, but we need to not stay there. Absolutely. If it's upset you, walk away. Y'all don't like what I'm talking about? Hit that dislike button. Yeah, don't like drama. That's why we have the thing on our thing about the llama drama. Or the llama doesn't like drama unless it's yarn drama. That's the that's the only drama I like. Boy, did I do some yarn drama today. You know? And I mean, in the mix of everything today, I didn't say something terrible to my daughter, but I kind of said something quickly. And I had to go back to my daughter and I had to say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it that way. She goes, Mom, it's okay. She goes, we are all under a lot of stress. And it's very, very true. When you're under emotional stress, I think I'm sitting there going, why haven't I cried in the past couple of days about this? I think I am. I think Jason, I think to some degree I'm numb. It was the diagnosis came through in December for Patty. So then the diagnosis came through in December, and then we got hit, and she was doing pretty good. And then when you got hit with the news a couple of weeks ago that the cancer was spreading, then they're talking about hospice. It was like all of a sudden we realized this is it. This is not going in the direction. She was still given 2 years back in December, but we didn't think it's not even been a year since the original first diagnosis. But I'm thinking in my head, Mary, reality set in hard that this was it. And then to think that she even had the opportunity of coming up here, and the fact that to some degree it was a little nerve-wracking. How are you going to deal with this? I think last week I don't think I could have looked at this and dealt with it and said I'm going to cry the entire time she's here. One thing I even said to my daughter today is she has, her husband's side of the family is coming to visit a little bit during this whole thing when Patty's here. And they understand if she can't spend as much time as she would like because of Patty. But I said to my daughter, I need you a little bit more when Patty's here than I would, because I need your laughter. I need your smile. When things get too serious, my daughter can be a goofball. We need you. And she goes, I got you, Mama. I got you. And so, I know I'm going to need my community that I have built after Patty leaves. It's going to have to be there. That's why, I'm getting the tools in place to distract. Not all the way, but I know that right now, last week, it hit. Last week was a little bit of anger and a little bit of emotions and all that. And right now, I'm just numb. And yet I know when she comes on the 15th, before we know it, the week is going to be over with. And it'll be time to put her on that plane and see her for the last time here. It's going to be hard. Do I need to ignore the emotions? No, they're going to be there. I can't. They're going to be there. But I also need to give my permission to open that trunk and put them in and say, I'm done with you today. Mary, get the crafting stuff out. Get yourself distracted. And I know that it's just a matter of time before the other news comes in. And my hope, honest to goodness, is that the Lord will take her without much suffering, whenever that may be. I hope it's another year before that. But I just pray that there's not a lot of suffering that will come with us, that God will ease that off. I'm praying for my cousin and all that. I have chosen to not react a few times in the last few days because Dad is being difficult right now, and it's humid, so it's stressful. Sometimes not reacting is better than reaction under stress. Absolutely, and I think that we can talk about that topic. I think it'd be a great topic. Emotions. What are the tools of not saying something when you want to say something? When you're a height of emotions, what are the tools put in place so that you do not say something you can't put back in the toothpaste holder? What do you need to do? What do you need to say? What are the tools that you can put in place so that you don't do that? If you don't make a conscious effort, they're all going to come out. Now, I will say on that note, there are people that deal with impulse control. Okay. Is the boat coming on, Jason, soon here? You're welcome. I couldn't have done it without you. I said, I told you, I told your wife, I told your beautiful wife, I said, Jason's going to be the absolute ultimate picker, didn't I? He's going to be the final say. I think that people dealing with autism and other, those type of things. Hi, Gail. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. I totally forgot, didn't I? Shoot. I forgot about something. And I didn't get a notification about it. And if I did, I will have to apologize because we've been back and forth. I forgot about something, y'all. When is that supposed to happen? Oh, it's live now. All right. I'm going to get off here because I totally forgot about this one. I got to get in there. It's a thing, and I've got to get in. And I totally forgot. I had so much going on today. I'm like, I know there was one person, but I got to show up. Am I under? Yes, I'm under there. Okay. I totally forgot. It was a raffle I needed to participate in. Oh boy. So hopefully I didn't miss it, but at least I can be in there. But I'm going to get off. And so I can participate in this and make sure that I do make myself known. But thank you all. And we'll have more topics like this, but I do need to get to this live. I forgot about it. And Gail, I will be there tomorrow. I will. I promised. I'm going to put it on my phone because obviously I didn't get the notification. So I will be there tomorrow because yours is tomorrow, right, Gail? Before I forget. Correct? And I'll see everybody on the boat. But thank you so much that that y'all have been and all your support and all that. But we got topics to talk about, y'all. We do. And I'm glad you were all here to pick out the colors for the disco ball. So I'm going to get off, but I love y'all so, so much. And Gail, I'll be there tomorrow. Remember, stay connected. We got you covered. Love y'all. Take care. And thank you all again. And we got you covered. Stay connected. Bye-bye. Talk to y'all later. See you on the boat.
So bright.